Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. But one group believes it'll be another natural disaster, and it will happen on Saturday.
The largest earthquake the world has ever seen. There's not going to be any banks. There's buildings will collapse. It's going to be quite awful.
97% of the people God will destroy.
I don't believe in such.
Ouch. There'll be a big, giant earthquake. As you can see, though, the so-called doomsday movement has been getting a fair amount of skepticism. Well, of course it has for their prediction. John Avlon is the author of Wingnuts, How the Lunatic Fringe is Hijacking America, a political book. But some might say that sentiment applies here. We just wanted to talk about this because it's so weird, John.
Yeah, it is really weird, and there's this radio station slash church slash, well, let's call it what it is, a cult that's been perpetrating this idea, and a lot of folks in the New York City subways and elsewhere. And you know, you got to feel sorry for these folks. They've been duped. You know, doomsday cult's been around for all human history, and well, they've got a pretty bad track record, and there's no reason to believe it's going to improve on Saturday.
I got to say, though, you know, often I travel around the country doing stories, and I have asked just random people. I'm talking about other topic matters, and they bring up doomsday. So it's not just, you know, crazy cult-like people who believe this. Some pretty sane people actually believe this, too.
Well, you know, it's interesting. We have seen an uptick in millennial talk and end times talk in some of our politics, and some political and media figures talking about it on their radio and television shows, kind of stoking that fire. I have a theory about this. I think it's the baby boomers are aging. They're facing their own mortality. And they somehow, some of them think that when they end, the world must as well. I think it's an extension of baby boomer narcissism. And guess what, folks? Just not true.
That is like,
just because you
ouch.
set doesn't mean the sun will set forever either.
No offense, baby boomer audience. No offense. Actually, this whole doom.
But you know, if it's.
I get it. You don't need to explain. It's okay. I was just going to say that this doomsday thing is being used in many useful ways as well. For example, the CDC is using a lighthearted end of the world campaign to inform people about disaster awareness. Some suggestions from the DCC, Preparedness 101, zombie apocalypse. They say if zombies attack or if there's hurricanes or pandemics, have an emergency kit handy with water, food, and all of that stuff. It also says zombies are after your brains and won't stop until they get them. So before a zombie apocalypse, this is the CDC, and this is real. The CDC says plan your evacuation route, which is also helpful to have, of course, before bad storms or other disasters happen. I didn't know the CDC had a sense of humor like that.
Apparently they do, and they're being rewarded for it. Actually, their website's been crashed because of the popularity of this. Look, humor is good. Humor is our friend. Humor is a societal corrective. The sad thing is there's going to be somebody out there who says, see, the CDC's warning us about zombies. So, look, keep it all with a sense of perspective. Keep a sense of humor. Everything's going to be just fine.
Well, let me ask you this bottom line question. If it really does happen, are you going to be one of the people who, like, go through rapture and go straight to heaven? Or are you going to be one of the people who stay and die a horrible death on earth?
I wouldn't presume to answer that question, Carol, but I'm also a conscientious objector. I'm with the second guy in that interview. I think you need to confront the folks selling this conspiracy theory stuff and call it for what it is. Just fear-mongering that's preoccupying some really insecure people, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah, that is a sad point. Okay, I tried to end it on a light note, but no. John Avlon, many thanks. We appreciate it.